Within the map of Europe, Latvia is located on the crossroads between Scandinavia, Russia, and Western Europe. Due to the sparsely populated rural areas and little developed manufacturing and agricultural sectors, upon an industrialized Western European backdrop, Latvia can boast of its relatively pristine nature and unique natural phenomena. Despite its small size, Latvia contains a myriad of natural assets: a 500-kilometre-long shoreline, forests, meadows, bogs, lakes, rivers, and other wetlands. Wooded seaside dunes, clusters of old dunes and damp gullies, sandstone outcrops and slope, and ravine forests in river valleys are unique within a European context. Consequently, nature conservation in Latvia is an investment into the preservation of Europe's natural heritage. Nature conservation in our country originated at the beginning of the 20th century, when the present-day Moritsulla Nature Reserve was founded in 1912. In 1923, Latvia drew up its first official list of protected nature sites. In 1936, there were already 978 protected sites on the list: forests, natural monuments, dendrological parks and trails. In the late 1970s, during the Soviet era, a unified system of protected nature sites was created in Latvia. In 1993, after Latvia had regained independence, a law regulating the creation, administration, and upkeep of protected natural territories was passed. In accordance with that law, Latvia now has national parks, strict nature reserves, a biosphere reserve, nature parks, nature reserves, natural monuments, protected coastal territories, and areas of protected landscapes. On occasion, especially during times of political or economic turmoil, folks often don't see the point of protecting the natural environment. What then is the goal of nature conservation? Protected areas in Latvia are created to preserve the natural diversity, to ensure there is a place to perform research and to safeguard natural territories for public recreation and education. Therefore, they are essential for us and for subsequent generations. Protected territories make up some 11.9% of Latvia's territory. That might seem like a lot. However, in other European countries, the proportion is considerably higher. For example, in the heavily populated Netherlands, 20.2% of the country is made up of protected areas, while in Slovenia, which is smaller than Latvia, it is 36.3%, and in tiny Luxembourg, almost 19%. It's important to remember that almost all of the protected areas in Latvia are freely accessible to the public. Thanks to European Union programme financing, large-scale research and management projects have been enacted in Latvia's protected nature territories. Infrastructure facilities are now in place in many areas. Footpaths and view towers that allow visitors to explore and experience nature without disturbing the natural processes. Protected nature areas are comparable to a deposit. They are places in which we invest our natural assets, which we can then tap into if the need arises. These special places allow various species of flora and fauna which have already disappeared from elsewhere to live undisturbed. Here we can find clean drinking water and unpolluted air. Here we can pursue healthy leisure and partake in the beauty of nature. Protected natural assets are an investment into our future and the well-being of our nation and society. In terms of territory, the largest protected natural territory in Latvia is the Ziemeļvidzeme Biosphere Reserve. Created in 1997, it is the only territory of its kind in Latvia. The territory is unique because the protection of the landscape goes hand in hand with economic activity. The Biosphere Reserve protects internationally significant natural and scenic assets, simultaneously ensuring sustainable social and economic development. The most popular visitor destination from among Latvia's protected territories are the national parks. The Gauja National Park in Vidzeme, the Slītere National Park in Kurzeme, Rāzna National Park in Latgale, and the Kemeri National Park, not far from Riga. The Gauja National Park is graced by the ancient Gauja River Valley with its sandstone outcrops and manifold natural assets, as well as countless cultural heritage monuments. The Gauja National Park is the most popular tourist destination in Latvia. The Slītere National Park is located in Latvia's northwest. Though small, it contains an exceptionally large natural diversity. The park is home to the old dunes and damp gullies formed by the receding ancient Baltic Sea lake. In the spring, Kolkasrags is one of the best places for birdwatching in Europe, while traditional fishing villages dot the seashore. The Rāzna National Park is the newest national park in Latvia. It was founded in 2007 in order to preserve the cultural heritage and natural assets characteristic to the Latgale region. Visitors to the park can experience the famed beauty of Latgale's lakes, visit various natural and cultural heritage sites, and partake in the hospitality of the Latgalian people. The Kemeri National Park is a favourite of Riga dwellers, especially families with children, as it is located a 30-minute drive from the capital. The Kemeri National Park contains wooden footpaths and view towers, allowing visitors a unique view of the raised bog, the alluvial meadows and the shallow seaside lakes with their abundant bird life. Protected scenic areas have been created in order to preserve the beautiful and diverse Latvian landscape. Around Veclaicene, the protected area includes the characteristic terrain and lakes, while in the north it's the Gauja River Valley, the alluvial meadow footplains with their mighty oak trees. Our country's highest peak, Gaiziņkalns, is located within the protected area of Vestīne. Land territories and inland bodies of water are not the only protected areas in Latvia. The shoreline is also protected. Areas of the seashore and the Gulf of Riga shoreline are protected for the reefs, which are important feeding and spawning grounds for various species of fish. These areas are also internationally significant for migratory birds. Individual natural formations can also be protected. Various rock formation outcrops, caves, streams and boulders are deemed to be natural monuments. Among them are also trees, huge and ancient, part of a permanent ecosystem serving many endangered species. Nature reserves in Latvia have been created in order to protect endangered species and their habitats. Latvia has 261 such territories, each containing something unique. For example, the Aizkraukla Maya and Forests Nature Reserve in central Latvia was created to protect the raised bog and its islands, and the rare species of birds, plants and invertebrates that dwell there. Towards Bauska there is the Paņemuna Forests Nature Reserve with its mixed and deciduous forests, home to rare birds such as the black stork, the white-backed woodpecker, the middle-spotted woodpecker and the lesser spotted eagle. The Ruja Floodplain Nature Reserve in northern Vidzeme is also an important area for birds. This cluster of alluvial meadows is one of the rare nesting places of the great snipe. If nature reserves serve to protect specific species, then Latvia's nature parks are created to preserve the characteristic scenery and to maintain natural diversity. For example, the Dvieta Floodplain Nature Park in Latvia's southeast is an exceptional recurrently flooded grassland area located where the Dvieta River and the Ilūkste River flow into the Daugava River. It is an important gathering place for migrating waterfowl in the springtime. Several thousand geese and ducks stop there each season. Over on the Kurzeme side, the Pape Nature Park was created to protect the migrating and nesting birds on the shallow lagoon-type Papes Lake and the surrounding territory. In total, there are 42 nature parks in Latvia, created for the protection of a myriad of differing territories, from lakes and their islands to river valleys and clusters of forests and knolls. Latvia's nature is diverse and resplendent, and every inhabitant has their favourite scenic spot and season. For one, it's the impressive view of the Gauja River Valley on an early spring morning, the seashore on a sunny summer evening, or, for another, the multitude of birds in the alluvial meadows during spring migration. By allocating a place for protected natural territories in Latvia, we are acting sensibly and far-sightedly, allowing nature to survive and develop, receiving incalculably beautiful scenery and natural diversity in exchange.